Now then guys, bit of a late start today, it's 4 o'clock already, Saturday. I've already been down here once and unwrapped. Alright. Running out of effort and overwhelmed by the project again. Anyone who does a large project or into the unknown, you'll know what I mean, but we'll crack on again. So first up, I want to jack all the car up and remove this I-beam, I don't know what you call it, where the front engine mounts it. Also need to remove the rest of the linkage, and I'm going to pull the exhaust off if I can, if I manage to get up here high enough, and I'm going to see where I go from there. You will see what I do tomorrow as well, so I've got a few bits planned for tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned, should be progress. Right, I've not filmed much. Front bit's off, most of the linkage is off. I've just got to get the angle grinder on a little bit underneath. I'll probably do that a little bit later or tomorrow. So next up, what I've seen, because of how the downpipe fits on a Mark II, this bit here, because it's not got, or it won't have any of the OE heat shield, I've gone and got some of this stuff. Some people think it's a great idea, other people think it's a worst idea, so thought I'd get a whirl. I've got 4 rolls of this and it's like a tenner a roll. So not the cheapest stuff I've ever bought, but I'm going to put some on, try and make it look neat. There also is some to go on the tunnel because there's no heat shield in there either. But we'll do a bit that just sits just here, and I'll pop you on the side so you can watch how I do it. Right, so that's the gold bit installed. Went on pretty well. I've got, you'll see just down there, that bit of the tunnel where you see that centre pipe. That's also got to be done. Don't know how much more I'm going to do today. Of course, I'm running out of effort. My feet have gone cold and I've not got very long before I'm off to a party. At Leeds, believe it or not, so yeah, I don't know what I'm going to get up to. Probably just call it a night, but you'll see what we'll get up to next, so stay tuned. Now then, Sunday, still running out of effort. This weekend, just no effort. So, yesterday you seen me do the gold wrap. Today, remove rest at linkage. I've got the grinder out and I've just bit my thumb. My thumb's killing me now. Also wrapped that part of the exhaust, and I have prepped the master cylinder for paint so we can slot that back in today, and I'm going to sort some wiring out. So not got no action clips or any footage today, so we'll see how we get on. Right, next up, gear selector and gear linkage. So let's have a look. One on the left is the OEM Mark II shifter. One on the right is a Mark IV. I have no clue how I'm going to fit that in there, but we'll take a look, see what's what. Very skeptical right now. Ooh. But hopefully if the back two line up, we then can make a bit of bracket. So yeah, see how we get on.
Right then. I don't know if you can see Josh through the hole. Josh is at the top there.
Now then.
We're just in the middle of fitting the shifter. You will notice around here we have had to take the outer fastenings from the original one off. You'll be able to see now. That goes up there. Lovely. Next thing for us to do is to drill the holes for the studs to come through to fasten it into place. and then make some sort of a bracket to hold the back bolts, and just to keep it all nice and solid. But as you can see, it sits up nice and flush. Plenty of room for the exhaust. Yeah. So, time to drill some holes, I think, before we make the bracket. Obviously, as you can see, the studs are fixed into place, so we'll have to line them up first, and then we'll go from there.
Right, bit of an update. This is the third time I've filmed this, because all my batteries have gone flat, so now on my phone. What we have got in here, got the short shift on, and the gear selector in. And next up we're going to look at the wiring, but we needed a 50mm hole saw because we're going to just do a little bit of a wire tuck, and everywhere's close because it's 4:30 now. So only next thing is engining. So engine ain't going to get dropped straight in. We've got to put the flywheel, clutch, and gearbox, all that good stuff on. But yeah, we'll get it all lined up anyway. So watch this space. Right, that's the clutch and flywheel assembly all on. G60 lighting flywheel, VR6 clutch. This is a Black Diamond stage 1. That's what I had in that engine, and that's what I can stock as well. So yeah, pretty good clutches. So. And they do paddle clutches, all sorts, but this isn't a powers game. I've just gone for a nice stage 1, so I'll take that abuse on track. Right, I've got told it with this on leash. Swap sides, dude. There we go. One sec. There we go. Right, I've not filmed anything.
We got too excited.
Yeah, we got excited when I mentioned engine going in. In brief, only one of the engine mounts don't work, so that were. I call that success.
Yeah, pretty good.
I couldn't get a clear. There's no definitive answer of what 3 engine mounts you need, so we just winged it instead of spending a fortune.
So we have found that the Mark II 16 valve, which is the same as the 8 valve rear mount, works, the rear driver's side mount. The front 16 valve, I don't know if that's different to the 8 valve or not, but that one fits. It's the rear gearbox.
It's this one you might be able to see in there. You can just about see that it's just too long, but I have found out Mark III TDI one, so that's on the buy list. Another point, I thought I'd see if the starter motor off a L2A of them gearboxes. The 16 valve gearbox, they do not fit, which is a shame, but you know, I'd rather have tried instead of bought the same starter motor, so I just need one M. But we did Ghetto mod, just put the front engine mount in, and you'll notice I did take that out yesterday, or whenever I filmed it, and we put it back in just to see how the engine sits. Just because we're really intrigued on how low it's at, or how high it sits. But it's actually in now, and it's not coming out anytime soon, hopefully. Don't know how much more we're going to do tonight because I'm freezing and hungry. I'll guess it's like 3 or 4 degrees out here.
Yeah, and it's Sunday night.
And it's Sunday night. So we'll not be doing much more, just probably finishing a few little bits. But I'll keep you posted anyway, so see how we get on. Right, so what we're doing, we're just sorting out the shifter arrangement. It's freezing. I'm not running hydraulic clutch, running your normal cable clutch. Bit of a controversial one. Most people say run hydraulic. I'm not. It were actually to make the install easier as well, but you know, I think that went out of window. So we've got a kit from, what were the company, Lee? Epitech in Germany. They do all sorts of quite good stuff. Full kit. All it didn't come with is bolts. Believe it or not, you get a full kit that doesn't come with bolts. Looks a quality bit of kit. We're installing it now. Just a 4 or 5 bolts that are probably hardest 4 or 5 bolts we've come across. Then it comes with a new clutch cable, put a new clutch cable in, put the 2 linkages on if they fit, which that's a whole avenue of fun, that. And then we might be able to get gears. So that's what Lee's on with. I'm trying not to shiver is what I'm on with, if anyone's concerned.
Dropping bolts.
And dropping bolts. Right, you in there, Lee?
I am.
Wrong side.
Yeah.
That's us done for today. It's
That's
really
a wrap.
cool. You were listening earlier that Lee were wrestling with this contraption. So what we're doing here, we're trying to put this on. It's basically, there's a lever, so when you pull the clutch, you press on that. With this bracket here and this cable here. Not a clue how any of that goes. We bolted it all together, and the cable's like probably about half a metre too short, something like that. So I don't know what we're doing there. We went to put the linkages on, and it turns out, in typical Volkswagen fashion, that I've got the early shift tower that's on the gearbox with a late shifter linkage, or vice versa, something along them lines. So I just need to track one of them. I'm not getting a new gearbox, I've just painted this one. Other than that, I've got to buy a new mount I mentioned earlier, and I wanted to see my charge pipe on. Other than that, that's about all we've got done today, but yeah, really good progress. So it's eventually in, and I judge we're about halfway through the build when you eventually put an engine back in. It'll probably be a lot slower now because we're trying to fit things that don't fit in this engine bay. But you know, it's part of the fun. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm assuming it's going to have been a short one, but alright guys, I'll catch you next time. I'm sure we'll eventually see Lee's project. I keep meaning to get his footage. So we're on this is the 3rd episode of this build. Lee's been filming at the same time. I've just not edited any of it or even seen any of it yet, so I need to get that. But you'll see that soon. Is this even more impressive than this?
I think they're on par.
Well, yours is just nuts.
Yeah.
You bought your inlet. It's got 4-inch inlet, which is massive.
Massive.
Like, massive. So yeah, catch us next time, guys. Cheers.